understand is the long list of excuses to why you're not doing it. And they run the gamut. And by the way, let me say this. If I was giving this talk 4 years ago, I would have said the following, which is, and honestly, if you're making enough and you like the way you're doing it and you love your work-life balance, like, do you. What's changed in my tone over the last 4 years is knowing what's coming. And what's coming is a bigger tidal wave than the one we just went through. And I guess at some level it makes me feel good to like put it out there and like inevitably, and by the way, this is just the truth, I'm only looking for 1 or 2 people. Like, I know that a bunch of you are pumped. I know that my mom and dad had sex at the right moment and gave me motivational DNA. I know, but I know that for most of you, next Tuesday happens and this goes away. And so I'm curious about who understands this, goes down the rabbit hole of understanding what it means, puts in the work, has the patience and consistency to create that content, to put yourself out there, to write, to make videos, to do audio, and positions themselves for the opportunity that that inevitably always creates. One lawyer, my friend Mitch, makes more money now speaking about how he's built his firm on the back of this than he does as being the firm.
Yeah.
These things create opportunities, my friends, and most of all, it's gonna happen very fast. How many people in this room, by show of hands, and by the way, I know it's a little later in the day, but no half-ass hands, no head nods, full hands, because I'm gonna make the front row look, because this is pretty interesting. How many people in this room now, when you watch television, outside of live sports, watch it on your time, meaning you watch Netflix, HBO Go, DVR, you watch your favorite show when you have time, not when it actually airs. Just raise your hands. Okay, great, everybody. How many of you fast forward every single commercial when given the opportunity? Super, everybody. And how many people, even if some weird thing happened like your remote control fell off your bed, when a commercial comes, how many of you grab this and check your work or your social media or something else like that? Everybody. This is not a 14 to 17-year-old teenage girl room, right? Yet, my clients and their competitors spend $80 billion a year making 30-second videos and distributing them in commercial form to get you to buy shit, and your attention has left that arena. That is happening at scale. How many people, here's what else is happening at scale. How many people are now within arm's reach of their phone every 24 hours, including when you're sleeping? Raise your hands. This is it. This is it. Figure out what your story is and who you are to the world in this environment. 51% of the minutes spent on this device are spent on social networks. Sounds like a little thing anymore? I didn't think so. It's a big deal. It's a big deal, and it's gonna get bigger. In the same way that many of you, and this is for the old timers, this is 50 and above crowd, and I don't mean that it's that old, but you're at the perfect age for this. For the 50 and above, you don't want to admit it now, but I want to recall the conversations you had about the internet itself in 1992, 3, and 4, and how it was going to be a fad. All my dad's homies told him he was crazy for letting me launch a website, that we should have opened a second store. That's the game, my friends. That's what happens. And it's super important. And our human norms are changing. For example, how are you going to communicate with your customers is interesting in its own self. And if you market yourself, it may make you prepared to be better at keeping clients. Let me explain. And this one's gonna hurt. How many people here, by show of hands, remember, lying is the devil? How many people here, by show of hands, now get upset when another human being calls them? Stand up. Actually, stand up. I mean it. Don't get lazy on me. I want people to see this. These are the people in this room. Stand up. Look at the back. I want you to look around. Look around. 40 to 50% of this room, thank you, you guys can sit down. 40 to 50% of this room is mad when another human being calls them. Because my friends, let me tell you what's happening in our lives. Time is becoming the #1 asset. Out of all the things we care about as humans, the health and well-being of our family, money, time,